There we go. I've been driving a few EVs. The most recent one I reviewed is the Kia EV9. But if you want something more compact, more luxurious, sportier, then check out the Genesis GV60. I'll tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it. Let's check it out. The base model, which is only a front-wheel drive, that starts at $52,000. But the one I'm testing out here is the GV60 Performance all-wheel drive, and that jumps it up to $70,000. With the base version, you're gonna get a performance of up to 225 horsepower versus the Performance all-wheel drive that bumps it up significantly to over 420 horsepower. At the same time, for all the money you're gonna be paying, you're getting larger 21-inch wheels. You get also Bang & Olufsen premium sound, the Nappa leather interior surface, and you also get the blind spot monitors. We're starting out here at the charging station at Edison, New Jersey, traveling all the way down to Sandy Hook, approximately 30 miles away. I'm going to be using the ChargePoint app to look at the rates and also charge the GV60. The Performance all-wheel drive I'm driving here gets a maximum 235 miles range. That's kind of less than the average EV, which tends to get roughly around 300. If you need more range, that's where the base version, you pay less to get a longer range of 294 miles. Is the $18,000 difference between this and the standard version worth it? I think I would value the extra range for less money, but let me know what you guys think in the comments. We started off at 25% when we pulled in. It's only been 6 minutes, and look at the charge percentage. It's 42% right now. You could actually watch it increase right in front of you. So I suspect to get to 80%, we'll be here in under 30 minutes. I'm seeing that it gave back 91 miles of range. In the car, we also get the charging stats. So right now it's telling me it takes 1 minute to get up to 80%, but if you want to charge all the way up to 100%, it's gonna take 22 minutes. So the GV60 has a 77.4 kilowatt hour battery. So let's do the math here, how much it's gonna cost to fill it up to 100% if it were down to zero. 77.4, and the rate here at the charging station is 64 cents per kilowatt hour. So that's gonna give us a grand total of $49.53. Take your traditional gas-powered vehicle, let's say it has a 15-gallon tank, and the average cost to get it filled up with the regular is $3.31. So that comes out to just about the same amount it costs to charge this EV. But let's take into consideration if that vehicle runs at 30 miles per gallon, you're basically going to get 450 miles of range. So you're basically getting a little bit over 100 miles versus the GV60, and it's also cheaper. Charging is done. Let's recap what it did. Okay, so we're at 100%. It's showing me 235 miles of range, which is great. Here's the app. Let's see how much it ended up costing. $45.16. It gave us back 206 miles of range. It took us 43 minutes to get back to 100%. So it added back 64.7 kilowatt hours of power, 235 mile range. So we're starting off at 100% with this range test. So let's punch in the directions to our destination. It's gonna say it's gonna take us 50 minutes. It's gonna be around 30 miles. Let's get going. Perfect.
Next right onto County Road 657, I Lafayette Avenue, west.
I remember this turn. We screwed up the last time, so I'm not gonna make that same mistake here. Save us some extra mileage and battery. Just like other EVs I've tested, it has dynamic cruise control, which is nice because now just one press a button, it'll set the speed, keep me in the lane. It will move the steering wheel all on its own, even if the road starts to bend. I love it. But the cool thing about the GV60 is that it has the blind spot monitor. So instead of using the side mirrors to look at my blind spots, it gives me a preview right there, and then I see it's clear. That's it. That's it. There's also the head-up display, which is useful because I'm not distracted by the main console here. If I need my navigation, it'll show me there. Unfortunately, it doesn't show the Google Maps directions. It only works with the built-in navigation, which I think is a bummer. Hopefully a software update will add that. Another feature here I'm gonna just put on the cruise control. I'm gonna use the lane change assist feature, which will basically do the change for me. Do left here. There you go. Just like that. It does a good job. It's a smooth turn. The other really cool thing here is that you have this boost button. Kind of reminds me of a video game. So boost mode increases the power from 160 kilowatts per axle to 180 kilowatts. Basically what that gives you is just an extra jolt of power, so the performance really amps up. So basically it gives you a temporary boost for up to 10 seconds.
There we go.
There we go. When I first started driving the GV60, I noticed that the regen brakes were also a little bit too responsive. So as soon as I let go of it, you could feel the car slowing down, but it was only at lower speeds. At higher speeds, if I let go of the pedal, I don't notice it as much. The nice thing though is that you can actually tweak the regen brakes responsiveness through the car settings. So if you want something a little bit more responsive, more abrupt, you can. If you want something looser, you could go with that as well. We've been doing this stop and go driving for a little bit now, and that's the good thing about EVs. They're actually more efficient, this type of driving, versus say strictly highway. We're at the halfway mark. We have 15 miles left. Right now, it's showing me a charge of 94%, down from 100. So 6% drop. It's still showing me we have a range of 231 miles, but we'll do the final total once we get to the location. Pit stop number 1. Let's take a break and stretch out. All right, so we're almost to Sandy Hook. We're going over the bridge, heading down to our spot, see what the range is, and I'll also talk about some of the other cool things I like about the car. Hello. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Gotta love it when going to the beach is a work expense. For EVs, if you could get an efficiency of 3.5 miles per kilowatt hour, that's really good. So right now we're at about 3.2 miles per kilowatt hour. But again, we've been using the AC and we had a lot of stop and go, so it kind of brought that down a little bit. But I've seen it as much as 3.5. We're finally here at our destination at Sandy Hook Beach. So really quick, I want to recap the charge here. We're down to 87% since we started at the charging station. So that's a drop of 13%. But I look here, it's showing me a range of 235 miles left. Initially, it was at 245 miles. So that means that we really drove efficiently. I want to show you guys some other really cool features about the GV60, mainly for security. So here on the side, there's actually a camera. You could use, it uses facial recognition, so you could actually unlock the car with that. And then once you get inside, there's actually a fingerprint sensor right here. And that's what you use to actually turn on the vehicle. So technically, you don't have to use the keys to actually drive it. So someone who loves to have everything on their phone, hate having to have keys on me, it's a really convenient feature to have this. It wouldn't be a luxury car if it didn't have seats that massage you. Luckily, with the GV60, it does it automatically if you've been driving for a period of time, let's say an hour. But the nice thing too is that you can manually turn it on by pressing the button here, and it gives you a nice stretch so you don't feel fatigued. It's also really handy when I'm at the charging station and just want to relax. Unfortunately, it's only for the driver's seat. You don't get it with the passenger. So they're out of luck. Now, what the heck is this? I know you're thinking it's a giant orb, but yeah, it's there for aesthetics. When you turn on the vehicle, it actually will transform and become your drive mode adjustment. Turn off the EV,
One window is open.
goes back to its normal sphere. But this is interesting here. This, I thought, was just a giant button, but it actually rotates. This is used as the navigation tool, basically like your cursor. You can move around. It's better for that when I'm actually on the road, because sometimes it's really tough trying to touch the icons and buttons with the touchscreen, which is why this is handy. It's a 4-way navigation stick. You press down to make the selection. The other cool thing about this control here, it's actually touch sensitive, so you can actually type what you want. It's a nice touch. Of course, it gives the GV60 that extra premium luxury feel. Is it necessary? Not really. I wish it was more functional, but besides that, it's very unique. I mentioned about the Nappa leather earlier, but it actually extends to the other portions of the GV60, like the handles here, the dashboard, the steering wheel. Looks really nice, gives it that premium feel, but my only thing about Nappa leather is that I'm not sure how it'll handle long term. And with this lighter color, if you spill something, I don't even want to imagine what happens to this. So it also has a panoramic moonroof, and it has a really nice wave opening. Over here, we have the panoramic dashboard, broken up to 2 displays. You got your main one here. This is where you access pretty much the navigation, the settings, Android Auto, CarPlay, all through there. And then next to it, you have the other dashboard. It shows you your speed, your maps, and you also have the head-up display Down here is where you have all the controls for the air conditioner. You still have tactile buttons, which is nice because at least you can just press and you know it's going to turn it on. Even though I love my tech, it's always great to have my tactile controls. The odd thing here is that this is all open space. You have this nook in here, again, maybe for like a water bottle if you use up the 2 spots above. You have your USB-C ports. You also have your 12 volt. I wish they kind of made extra utility down here, maybe for a shelf or something. Down here, you have some additional storage right here in the front. Also in the back, you could still have a little bit of room to put some stuff in. You have also your wireless charging pad, which kind of is tight here. It's also a weird angle. If I have a case on my phone, a really thick case, might not fit in there that well. So I just wish they just removed this piece entirely. You got the small center console you could store stuff in. Not a huge space. I wish it was a little bit deeper. Over here, you have some additional controls. For example, you have the air ventilation for the seats, so you could have cool air. If you want heat, you have that. You have your controls here for the camera, so as you're parking, there's a 360 degree you could press, parking assist. Rounding this set up here, another set of controls, kind of weird. The volume controls are right here rather than towards the middle. And for hot summer days like this, you have the window shade here, so you could actually eliminate the glare coming from the sun. With the seats up, there's roughly around 24 cubic feet of space for the trunk area. When it's flat down, it's closer to 55. But for the price, even though you could fold it manually, I just wish it was electronic. This also has a cover for the trunk, so if you have some stuff that you don't want people to see, you could put this over the trunk space, slide it over like that. Underneath here is where actually you keep the level 1 charger. I have it out there, but it's usually right here, so it's all neatly placed into this nook. You're paying $70,000, you gotta manually open it like that? Can't even put anything in it, it's like a toolbox. For a luxury car, that's terrible. So that's the GV60, a luxurious crossover EV. I had a lot of fun driving it, but is it worth the money? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to follow us on social @Tom's Guide. I'm John B, and I'll see you in my next video.